Thank you so much, and welcome to The Binding of Isaac Rebirth with all of the DLCs. That would be Afterbirth, Afterbirth Plus, and Repentance. This is going to be the hardest version of The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Um, Thanks to the donations that you guys gave, the character that is going to be played is the Lost, probably the hardest character to play, as you'll notice that the Lost does not have any life whatsoever. If I move over to another character, you'll notice that there's life, speed, and base damage. But the Lost has question mark life. That's because the Lost has absolutely no life. I do start with one invulnerability hit, though, and it refreshes each time I transition into a room. So I've got 2 hits per room. If I take one, the next hit I take, I'm dead. So, without any further ado, we're going to get going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go, gamers.
So,
Pop over your
Akaldama
gaming
to
juice.
start.
It's time to get wild.
Yeah,
Aldama's a
this
decent
is.
start.
I'll take Akaldama to start. This is
Yeah.
actually a pretty difficult game, all things considered, especially when you're going for all the unlocks in order to get something called Dead God. Not something I've achieved in this set of save files, but something I am working on, as it takes anywhere from 600 to 2,000 hours in game time to get.
Yeah, so while you're going through the motions here in the first floor, which is kind of one of the slower floors because your damage potential is pretty low typically. Just to go into a little bit of what Binding of Isaac is. So, in essence, in and of itself, it's a roguelike randomizer. Depending on the items you have unlocked, you have a massive pool of potential items and builds available to you as you go through the dungeon. And then you also have a various slew of characters that all have various starting items and effects that go alongside them to that can impact what kind of build you may want to go with as the run goes on. Based on the incentive today, we have the Lost, whose gimmick is that per room, the Lost can take up to one hit only. The second hit will kill the Lost. So this is one of the more difficult runs to do for Binding of Isaac. Uh, does try to offset that a bit by giving a starting item to the Lost called the Eternal D6, which means anytime we walk into a pedestal item, uh, Sonny can then activate that Eternal D6 and potentially re-roll it to something better. But it also has a random chance of re-rolling it into nothing. So there is some potential losses with using that item as well. So the loss is really tricky, and there is some luck involved with the runs here. Uh, so it should be interesting.
So I ended up going to the alternate floors. You may have noticed I am now in a very, very different floor. I don't want Bum Friend. So we're going to take this item, which is Leo, a interesting item to say the least.
Not
As you
super
notice,
useful for the loss. I mean, because you kind of already fly, but not bad necessarily, but not necessarily what we're looking for with the lost.
yeah, I mean the problem is that it gets rid of what cover we had, because
Yeah.
one of the other things the Lost starts with is spectral tears. And you're going to notice that I'm going through kind of doing a bit of map clearing instead of just going straight for the bosses, and that I'm using Akaldama to the best of my ability for advantages in order to just clear as many enemies as I possibly can. There are a few different types of chests. Hello, Glass Eye. Free damage up. I'll take that. Few different types of chests that you may have noticed. There's stone chests. There's the golden chests that are locked. There's, of course, your standard chests. There's wooden chests, so on and so forth. It's a massive amount of chests. Secret room is probably going to be down in this area. There it
Yeah,
is.
so this game doesn't definitely has a lot of influences in it, and one of them that's very clear is like Legend of Zelda. So there is like hidden rooms that are behind bombable walls, stuff like that. There's sometimes indicators for it, but for the most part, it's just kind of random chance. Um, beyond just some indicators to Sonya possibilities. Stompy here is going to make the Lost very difficult beyond the fact that we're removing cover. Stompy also can auto destruct like explodable barrels, anything like that he comes to contact with. And there's not a lot of room for error here with being able to take one hit per room. So we kind of have maximized the difficulty here by getting Stompy.
And
Time for
there
a
was a
quick donation.
showcase. One moment. There was a quick showcase of what the Eternal D6 can do if you are unlucky. It is a 25% chance in order to delete the item which you are trying to get. Yes, go for a donation.
Alrighty, we got a $25 donation from Margaret Ann. It says, good luck rebirthing, Sonny Friendo, and good luck commentating, Dave Friendo, and good luck marathoning, everyone.
Thanks, Margie. So,
ironically, on this floor, that white flame can turn any of the other characters into kind of a version of the Lost, which enables you to be able to travel into the mirror realm, which is specific only to that state. Thankfully, since we're the Lost already, we can just go into the mirror realm whenever we want. Don't have to go through that. But we're also stuck being the Lost the whole time, so take what you can get, I guess.
yeah, and with the alternate floors, we're actually facing more difficult versions of the base floors, which are basement and burning basement. But instead, I've gone to the alternate floors, which are the dross and the downpour.
Yeah, these are exclusive to the DLC. It was added with the various DLCs that came in and are definitely more difficult versions of the normal floors.
Is that a burnt penny? That is a burnt penny. I'll take that.
Sure is.
No, I'm gonna hold on to the Eternal D6 charge. So, one of the many strategic aspects of this game is knowing when to go ahead and use your active item, as well as what passive items you might want or potentially even need. And I'll show an example coming up here. Is that Tech Point 5? That is Tech Point 5. So you'll notice up in the top left, there is a description of the item through a mod that I have. Tech Point 5 is actually a pretty good item at quality 3. That is what the purple pink badge with the 3 means. You can see items go from quality 0, which are just story based items, to quality 4, which are some of the strongest items in the game that you can get. Let's pop my Haggleizer in here.
And to be clear, it is the mod that is letting us know what that quality is. Otherwise, it's just an internal value in the game, unless you're, looking up the item on a wiki or something. Ooh.
Yeah, we'll take King Baby. It's a start.
King, baby.
It's a start towards a transformation called Conjoined. There are many, many different transformations in this game. I've already got one piece for the Yes Mother transformation, which allows me to have a knife following behind me.
And that is a very good knife. It will continually do damage to anything it touches. With certain bosses and other things, that knife can just be absolutely essential. But also potentially a little bit risky, because again, the Lost just, can't take any damage. So if you get too close to anything, it can be difficult.
If you take any damage, you're panicking.
We're starting over. Take too much. I don't know. What was our estimate for this? How much time we got?
An hour.
Okay, I think it's funny.
I mean, so far this run's actually not going too badly. I mean, I've got decent damage. I'm still at base speed, which is the only real downside right now. I re-rolled the snack into dessert. Thanks, game.
Yeah, with the Lost, you cannot increase your health total. You just have the one. That's all you get.
Oop.
You can't get temporary. You just have what you have.
Yeah.
Unless you run into an item that basically re-rolls you as a character, which there are a few.
Like Lazarus's rags or Judas's shadow, so on and so forth.
Yeah, but we're not going to do that. We're the Lost.
There's no reason for me to take what was donated for away from everybody. Oh,
Yeah,
that was almost really bad.
doing it for the kids.
So this is a mob challenge room or a mob arena, if you will. All in all, these fights aren't too terribly bad. I mainly did this in order to recharge my Eternal D6 for a reroll. As nice, there's Burnt Penny actually showing what it can do. Mainly so that way I can go back into the mirror dimension. You saw a half of a knife. That is a story item that would allow me to access an extra boss called Mother if I got both pieces of the knife. Very hard fight, very fun fight at that. But instead, I'd rather reroll it, try to get a better item. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out this time around.
No go. The Eternal D6 doing its thing.
Strikes back. So
Gotta love that about Oz. 25% is always 25% when it happens to happen 25% of the time, right?
exactly. Hey, it's Blub again.
Oh, blub. Just be
He's-
blub.
As you can tell, the first bosses are easy. I wasn't too terribly worried there. And now we have a trinket called Perfection. You may have noticed when I got it, my luck stat shot way up. Oh, I have a decision to make here.
Ooh.
While I'm making this decision, though.
A message from our sponsor.
Yeah. Hebbinks, do you want to throw a donation or a plug while I'm making this decision real quick?
Yeah, of course. Quick plug for our total for tonight. We are $245 and some change away to beat the summer 1-day total for the summer Rando Marathon 2023. So, chat, if you want to beat summer with a little bit of winter, go ahead and get in $245 and a little bit extra, and we can go ahead and win that. And while you're donating, just remember that all your donations go towards the Burn Children's Fund, hosted by the MUSC, benefiting burn pediatric patients and their families.
Thank you
So I
much.
decided, yes, thank you so much. I decided to grab the multi-dimensional baby, as that is 2 out of 3 pieces for something called conjoined, and we're immediately going to get Bookworm here. This is another transformation. Bookworm, the nice transformation that it is, based upon my luck stat, I can occasionally fire 2 shots instead of 1.
And then in theory, you can come back to that room later and re-roll all 3 of those items.
And potentially exhaust the library pool, then throwing it from that pool into the normal item pool, which then kind of breaks the game even farther than it already was, as I get the Bible and Telepathy for Dummies, which is a psychic shot. Psychic shot is just homing, and that's it. Ooh, if I can get 2 keys, that dime's gonna help a bit.
Bookies.
If I can get 2 keys, I can actually access that dice room. Occasionally with dice rooms, what you will find is re-roll the floor and start from the beginning of it, which is extremely nice, say, if you're wanting to just amass a bunch of items. But unfortunately, my key luck has not been that great right now. Oh, that's not good. Okay.
Hey, key luck. Got him.
Not another key. We're gonna go to the item room here. Hey, look, Dad's key.
Oh.
So, yeah, we're going to pick up Dad's key, and we're actually going to use it to go ahead and unlock this. Ooh. Ooh, okay. I have potential here. Good. Black Candle is huge. So that gives me curse immunity. There are curses that can happen. Curse of the blind, curse of the lost, curse of the maze, etc. They are detrimental in the respect of many different things will happen. I don't have any keys right now. I would like another key as I'm asking for it. Oh,
Hey.
okay. And then we'll pop this chest, and so now oh, okay.
Not bad. Not good. Not
I had to give it a shot.
bad.
So secret rooms have their own item pool as well, and they're huge. One of the biggest things that I could have gotten from the secret room item pool is an item called Rock Bottom. And here's a super secret room, which is unfortunately kind of useless on this go around. And ooh, I don't like this guy.
Yeah, this is not ideal. Damn.
Yeah, that's okay. So honestly, that run did not pan out too terribly well. And honestly, like more or less, I just want to showcase things.
Yeah, well, I mean, with the
Um,
loss being involved, it's straight up just a showcase. Like, there's just
oh
really
yeah,
no way to guarantee a win here.
Strange Attractor and Brother Bobby is all right. That's one of 3 conjoined. I am never gonna have a set of red chests as good as I did in a practice run.
Yeah, it never turned out well for me.
But those rooms that I went into that do damage when I come out of them, those are called curse rooms. So you can get red chests, you can get items, you can get all sorts of stuff within them. And Blind Rage is actually a really good trinket for the lost. Nothing great here. Fun fact with the donation machine, you can blow the donation machine up and get money out of it.
Yeah,
Am
it
I
is like
going to...
anything. You can continue. The money you donate from previous runs, some of it can spill out of it if you blow it up with a bomb.
Speaking of donations, you got time for a quick one?
Hit it.
Always.
We got $20 from one free fits. It says we gotta beat that day 1 total. Put this towards standard rando for Castlevania 2. And as a quick reminder, the incentive for the next run, Castlevania 2, we have a character sprite bid war with Santa and Elite at $20, and now a standard versus town rando, both at $20. So chat, y'all have to decide. Do you want to see standard rando, town rando? I still don't know what those are, but they sound interesting. So pick the one you like most.
Ooh, okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
My clinch was running real hard that room.
Oh, you have no idea. I mean, you do because you've played this game a lot as well, but oh, that was terrifying.
Definitely threading the needle in that room.
Oh, I had to. I had no option. Brother Bobby is definitely putting in some work here, fortunately. Oh, Little Horn. Little Horn is one of the worst burning basement bosses to get.
Yeah, that's an insta kill move, even if you're not the lost.
I was about to say it'll definitely do a heart of damage, but it really disorients you. Don't want old bandage, so we're gonna re-roll that. Get eye drops, which gives me increased fire rate. Yay! And we're going back to the downpour. So you might be also wondering why am I choosing the harder floors over the easier ones potentially? And that is because if you noticed when I went into the item rooms last time in these floors, there were 2 item pedestals instead of 1. One of them was blind, and the other I could clearly see what the item was. That can actually be very beneficial because I have had many a time that the blind item pedestal was something absolutely ridiculous. Like, just as an example, there is an item called Tech X. What Tech X does is it allows me to fire laser tiers, but the lasers themselves specifically are a ring. Holy water is not a bad one, as it can actually cause a lot of damage to be dealt in very, very little time. But
Plus,
I
with
also
these
have.
rooms, right? Like, this is not just a run. This is a showcase, right? Like, we're not shying away from the difficulty here.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, honestly, most Isaac runs in and of themselves are more showcase oriented than attempting to finish. Granted, there are a lot of them that do finish. I hate these flies. I hate these flies. Oh god. And that is why I hate those flies,
That's
because
the clinch song.
yeah,
I
said
like
flies
flies.
constantly circle around you. Hi Min Min. This is
Could this be the one?
ooh, nope. I should probably start playing a little more carefully, maybe try to push into the next phase if Min Min will let me.
Just keep on the move.
Oh, oh, okay, okay. We might actually have something here, or I can just skill issue.
So one of the tough parts with the Lost, beyond just the fact that very squishy, is the attack stats are very similar to Vanilla Isaac in these runs, which is honestly on the lower side. If you get particularly unlucky with the item rooms in the first couple of floors, it puts you at a sincere disadvantage. And with the Lost, just sheer lack. Well, that's a good one.
That's a
Sheer
really
lack
good
of
one.
survivability. It that damage output being low, making rooms go on longer, you're just increasing the odds of not making it through.
So speaking of use of terrain in order to keep yourself protected, yeah, there was a prime example of it. I ended up, since I have the ability to fly, I ended up just sitting on those rocks in order to keep myself from taking any damage. Now, with enemies like these, that's not so much the case. But Dave, you mentioned similarities between this and like The Legend of Zelda and stuff like that, and there are a lot of similarities. The original creator of Isaac, Edmund McMillen, actually did get a lot of inspiration from the original Zelda series while making the original Binding of Isaac, which was made as a Flash game originally.
Yeah, back in the day, good old Newgrounds.
Newgrounds, Congregate, etc.
Super Meat Boy also its roots was in Flash, amongst several other games from that period.
Indeed. So this is Gemini, and if I get too close, little Gemini will start firing at me. After big Gemini dies, little Gemini becomes absolutely enraged, and you can stun lock little Gemini just like this.
It's little Dave when he hasn't had his caffeine yet.
So Speedball, pretty good item there. Okay, so I should probably mention something. Oh gosh, mention something about the deal chance while it's in my mind to do so. You may notice I have 2 emblems. One of course, I'm dead here.
Yeah.
Unless I
game
pop the
over.
chariot. One of the goat head, which is quite literally a devil deal, and then you'll notice the cross, and that is an angel deal. There are two different sets of items you can get via the deals, and each ones have very distinct items that are the best to get between them.
Yeah,
And
if you see there on the left side, there is some stats that are being tracked. That is another mod as well. That is, or actually, it's built into the game. It's prettified by some of the mods that are in place. But you see the devil icon and the angel icon that are there on the left. This game definitely does not shy away from religious subtext. It's very core to the story, which we won't go into much here. But once you start going down the path of devil deals, you're much less likely to get angel rooms and etc. And they all have their own particular item pools that tend to mesh well with each other.
I hope you all enjoyed the text of What a Horrible Night to Have a Curse. You will probably see that in CV2 Rando.
Yeah, the clear influence from the NES games of Ed McMillan's youth are just laced throughout this. Super Mario Brothers, Zelda, Castlevania. There's several items that make direct reference to the Game Boy.
Yes!
There you go.
All right, we got to run. We got a real good run. Okay, Brimstone. I now fire a blood laser.
Yeah, which, being on top, being able to go hide behind terrain and shoot a giant laser across the screen, definitely not a bad idea. Very helpful. So this adds a little bit more safety to the run, as much as you can with the Lost.
Now I just need damage to go alongside it.
Yeah, the unfortunate part is Brimstone's really great because it continually ticks. So, like, as it's hitting them multiple times. So any damage multipliers we get from here on out are just going to help that much more for Brimstone to do that heavy damage. Like, it is practically a build all on its own.
Yeah, it's one of the strongest items in the game.
Yeah, one of the more popular characters in the game that you can choose from when you unlock them is Azazel.
Good old Azazel.
Azazel starts with basically a version of the item that's a bit shorter, but it does make the game a bit easier to have that safety net out of the gate. And Azazel is actually a character I highly recommend for players that are getting into it for the first time, that are struggling a little bit with the other characters.
And I mean, this game is not easy by any means. Of course, it's up top. Well,
Yeah. So now our bloodstream will split into two bloodstreams when it hits something.
Excuse me, while brain.exe kind of breaks.
Yeah.
And this allows for a lot more area clear, which is extremely good. I mean,
one thing that a lot of people underestimate in this game is how busy the screen can get. Like, you notice one of the things that are in the downpour and other things are a lot of these like little bitty enemies, and there's a reason for that. The busier the screen gets, it's really easy to overlook a tiny little eel about to nip at your ankles.
Which is very, very, very easy to do. Since I actually have the bombs. It's not up there. I'm not sure where the secret room's going to be. Okay, we have an Eternal D6 charge. So we're going to come in and do the thing that I wanted to do earlier, but unfortunately lost the roll on. Book of Shadows is actually really nice. I am going to go ahead and keep that this time, as Book of Shadows gives temporary invincibility, which, I mean, as you can imagine, as the Lost is above and beyond huge.
Yeah, it's definitely our oh crap handle. In the event that the health charge goes away, gives us something to lean on to potentially save the run.
I'm sorry, did that just... Okay, hi Leech.
Okay, yeah, well, we got a
That's
run going.
that's a 1%.
And these are really fantastic defensive items, particularly for the Lost, right? Because we...
So the Leech is more offensive based than defensive, but it's nice in the respect of you at least have an extra passive source of damage. And we'll take a matchbook in order to get more bombs. Hi, Troll Bomb. Bye,
Because
Troll
we
Bomb.
are evil. Mm.
And you would think that that would increase the Devil Deal chance, but it does not.
It's just implied that we're evil. If our face wasn't an indicator.
So we're at, what, 8 minutes into this one? That's pretty good for this. And now we're actually going to take on Rainmaker properly, which this fight, if you actually run it correctly, if you will, it can be really good. Ah, damage up. Perfect.
That luck up, not bad either.
Nah, I mean, it's perfection. And if you actually kill 3 bosses as the Lost, you're going to guarantee yourself getting perfection.
Yeah, it's a very difficult game, but it does have its own way of balancing things throughout. Like, there's no character that you can point to and just be like, oh, it's just impossible to beat the game with that character. They just have nuances.
Unless
I
you're
would
playing
say-
as Tainted Lost.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
now the Lost definitely has more difficulty to it, in my opinion, and Tainted Lost just is its own different conversation.
Tainted Lost is a whole different ball game. Okay, this blue item room down here. You may have noticed I had to skip an item room. You may notice there's a crystal ball chance down at the bottom. This is what is known as a planetarium.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh my.
hello, Terra. So we have +1 damage, and on top of that, our laser now breaks rocks. Ooh, and we got the Ansa's rune, which reveals the entirety of the map, including the secret room and super secret room.
And that +1 damage again is compounding because Brimstone continues to hit multiple times as it goes. So every little damage up is what we're wanting now.
So you might be wondering why I blew up the beggar there when, you know, he's a charged beggar. He could charge my items. I could get some good stuff potentially out of it. And that's because I want the deal chance. Infestation 2 for Spider Baby, or the... I'm taking Infestation 2. That's actually a really good quality 3, and with my Brimstone ticking every second, it then allows the potential of spiders to be spawned every single second, or every single tick.
Yeah, and we're quickly reaching the point of grabbing a mystery item is a pretty big risk. Not that they're not worth taking, depending on where we're at, but if there's even a reasonably good item, it's going to probably be the preferred choice. Certain items in this game can just bite you even more than they help you.
Well, the small rock, we've got more damage.
The damages increase.
And we got a lot of pills here.
Going for it. You're going for
Might as well see what they are. Nope.
it.
And yes, that last pill I took actually was explosive diarrhea! What? Okay.
This one's
Okay. Stopwatch. Massive item here. So, everything is now slowed by 20%. The game is now 20% slower. Everything becomes a lot easier to manage as a whole.
Yeah, everything is gonna slow down, which is just fantastic for us.
We're gonna reduce my hitbox a bit more, and
So with these
I-
devil rooms too, I don't think we mentioned it. The cost for a devil room for these deals is typically permanently giving up your health, or giving away temporary health boosts. Since the lost's health status is permanent, it makes the devil rooms essentially free.
Okay, so duality. If I get a deal to spawn at all, it will now spawn both deals, not just one of them. Sure, I guess I'll take mom's underwear.
Mom's unmentionables.
Ooh, I'm so glad I hit spacebar there just to be safe, because I almost ran straight into that dude.
Sorry.
It's okay.
My inner clinch became an outer clinch. Came out loud. Of the DLC bosses, this is actually honestly one of my least favorite to take on for its first phase. I won't go so far as to say it's unpredictable, but its attack patterns are pretty vicious.
Its attack patterns are very, very vicious. And you have to be on your toes for that boss. What is...
No one
okay.
has ever been that excited about diarrhea before.
I know, right?
You clearly haven't been in a casualty taco night. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh god. So I actually warned Dark Moon as well as a few other people. If I see a really good quality 4 item like I did with Stopwatch, as well as Brimstone, there's gonna be a scream or a yell, something.
Yeah,
because
the little
these
thing
quality
about Sonny you
4s...
didn't know is he actually flapped his hands in the air like a bird. That's a little inside
he's
baseball
actually
for you.
he's actually not wrong.
A little inside baseball for the friends out there.
Okay, I'm gonna get the left-handed drop there. Dang. So the left hand is a trinket that replaces all normal chests with red chests, which, I mean, not entirely a bad thing, but not something that I
ideal.
really want.
Depending on the items that you have, like what comes out of red chests can be pretty broken. But there's always random chances that bad things come out of red chests, unless you have an item that prevents that.
Starter deck gives me a Joker card.
Not really what we're looking for the Lost.
You know what? The sun is going to reveal nothing to me. Okay. Unfortunate. Not the end of the world, though. All right. So we're actually looking really, really good here. Oh, that was gorgeous.
That's really good. So that happened so fast, I could barely tell you about the gimmick here. Basically, that boss has got a rock shell that you have to hit with a bomb to break the outer shell before you can do any damage to it whatsoever. Normally, that is a little more tedious, goes a lot longer. And you have risk of damaging yourself with the bombs you're flinging around, stuff like that. So, but that went about as perfect as that boss fight can go, in my estimation.
I mean, because I have the Terra item from the planetarium,
Broke right
that
through.
is what is allowing me to just be able to deal so much damage in so little time. Whoop!
Getting nervous again.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm actually going to exit game and then continue my run because I do not want the effects of the I'm excited pill
Mm.
to persist.
And why is that?
Because it will actually keep the speed boost active throughout the rest of the run, which is a 50% speed boost. It actually overwrites. Oh gosh. Hang on. That's a. I
You're
have two
reaching the
jokers.
point of dangerously fast here, or you're gonna start accidentally bumping into stuff.
Okay, we got the mark. We got more damage. We're good.
The speed needs to
It,
calm down.
I mean, I can't help it that I got such a high speed stat.
We're still talking about the game. Or...
Sure. Good lord, I'm at 16 luck. What is going on?
It's fine. You bring the speed, I'll bring the Riz. We're in here. We're good.
We got this. So yeah, Mark, another damage up, and on top of that, I mean, I'm going.
Yeah, we're reaching that steamroll status now. We just gotta get through it without getting hit, which is still just it's the lost. As good as we're doing, just takes 2 hits.
So you may have noticed me drop perfection there for a moment. That was just to see what my base luck was, and yeah, it is at 6.
Yep.
My base luck is actually kind of absurd right now.
Oh, look, skeleton key.
I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. All right, free lemonade. There we go.
All right, we did it.
We used it.
We did it for the memes.
I mean, you going to turn down free lemonade like that?
Depends on the source.
Fair. Okay, so that skeleton key is actually very, very nice to find, as this is the last floor with which we can get a shop.
Fool me with tainted lemonade once. Shame on you. 10
And
times.
we did not get a shop. Instead, we got the greed fight. Unfortunate. And no, we are not grabbing the I'm excited pill again.
Yeah, just a little speed, no big deal. You know, a little fast.
Okay, so we have 48 cents right now. I'm actually nowhere near as concerned with secret rooms as I was before. I tried to get a different item. Didn't work out. Welcome to the bomb fight.
Yeah, it should be relatively straightforward with the book, but it can be a bit unpredictable. So we just gotta look out for strays here.
And
Turned out
we
pretty
get
well.
the boss rush. Okay,
You gonna risk it?
I need to decide whether or not I want to take Polaroid or negative first, because the Polaroid allows me to access a floor called the chest, where the negative allows me to access a floor called the dark room. The Polaroid has 4 items off the start with the chest, so I'm gonna take that. What? Okay, I hope y'all like really broken synergies. We have 2 lasers instead of 1. And we are doing what is known as the boss rush right now.
Now at 2020, each eye is shooting individually simultaneously, in essence, doubling our shots.
doubling our damage output as a whole.
Yep. So we get, I don't remember exactly how many waves. We get a handful of waves of several bosses. What are some-
15.
15 waves or 15 bosses?
15 waves.
Ooh. That's a lot of poop. Thankfully, with those waves, they will continue to recharge our item, so can get us additional hits here, which just saved him.
Yeah, that was almost really bad. And honestly, if I wanted to, I could actually use
The Joker card.
the Joker card to teleport myself out of here. Oh, hi, Loki. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, brother. You playing it a little risky, but I love it.
I mean, would it be me if I weren't playing it a little risky?
True. You want that rock bottom so bad you can taste it. I know.
Dude, if I got rock bottom right now, this run would be done. Nice.
Yeah, not much to say here. Just slowly work our way through these bosses, continually recharging our shield.
Hit us with a donation or a plug, something.
Alrighty.
Boss rush is going to take a little bit.
Well, I will say that we are coming up on Castlevania 2 Randomizer, and we currently have a tie for one of the bid wars. Standard Rando is tied with Town Rando, both sitting at $20. Santa's also sitting at $20 pretty for the character sprite. If you want to tilt any of those in any other favor, go ahead and get your donations in before the end of Binding of Isaac. Remember that your donations go towards the Burn Children Fund, affiliated with MUSC, whose mission is to ease the recovery process for MUSC's pediatric burn patients and their families through supplies and training for the highest quality burn care, direct family support, and education. Currently, they are running projects like Camp Can Do and the Fan Club. The Burn Children's Fund and Pediatric Burn Center co-sponsored Camp Can Do, a camp designed specially for burn children, and the Burn Children's Fund also supports the Fan Club. This program matches firefighters with burn children to help them return to school, as well as educate their classmates about the child's experience. So if you want to donate, go ahead and use that Tiltify link that's going to be popping up in here in chat, and get those donations in before the end of this amazing run.
Thank you so much. Free plug.
Speaking of which, what's my timer at right now? I'm a little curious because
46 minutes.
okay, yeah, this is easily the last attempt because I've already shown off one of the final bosses, and there are actually quite a few final bosses in Isaac. I'm definitely going to be able to show off a second, and I got to show off one of the extra things that was added. Okay, I don't need that because I have Brim.
You are so risky. It hurts me.
We're not going to take Filigree Feather.
Not a bad boss here.
Easy boss right there.
Man, easy game for now. You stop.
Oh. Okay.
Boy. Yeah, game's
Good.
over.
Goodbye, Angel. I have high luck. I have holy light. I have everything is going to melt now. Holy light, as you noticed, kind of
throwing a
just
photo.
launches.
No
Oh
big deal.
God, kind of launches lasers.
That do pretty good damage.
Yeah. So, as you can see, everything just proceeds to no longer
Gold
exist.
while the world melts.
Hey, look, golden bomb. Too bad I don't need it.
Yay. But it's gold.
So I don't think we mentioned it, but the golden items, the golden skeleton key, the golden bomb, all of these actually give infinite of the specific item that it is. Oh my gosh, this is
Yeah.
so dumb
Well,
right now.
one thing we didn't mention is so like luck has an impact on a lot of various things in this game. One of which is spawn rate. So we have a random chance of spawning a spider like every second that our weapons are hitting something. We have a random chance of a beam from God pouring down
Liter-
from the heavens every second
literally.
we are hitting something, and then those beams subsequently have a chance of spawning a spider every second they're hitting something. So yeah, basically we're a spider god at this point.
And I'm actually 2 of 3 items for the spider baby transformation, which is really, really good to have. Oh, hey, golden heart. Except I don't really want it. We're gonna blow this up.
Neat
Hey,
stuff.
we went the right way.
Hey, more spiders.
Also, say hello to the wallmasters.
Yeah. Mom's hands seem to just stick around even though she's gone.
All right, say hello to It Lives, and say goodbye to It Lives.
we going to heaven?
Are we going to Hush?
That's
That's a bad idea.
Okay.
We're not going to go after Hush.
I don't want to be a party pooper, but we are at 10:55, and you're about 4 minutes over so far for the time slot you have. How much more is there to this game?
I literally have one more floor after
Okay.
this.
Let's do this last bit and then switch it on over, because I mean your run is going really well. I don't want to screw it up.
Is the timer off?
Timer's probably off, or we just got started a little late after setup, or
Oh, okay.
whatever. Yeah.
I think that's what threw
I
us
mean,
off. We
yeah.
thought we were ahead. RB.
No,
Yeah.
it's 10:55, and Castlevania 2 is supposed to start at 10:50. But
I mean, this also got started late because of the interviews from the
Yeah.
race going a little
Yeah.
longer.
so
Yeah.
you guys, since you got this floor, next floor, let's finish up and then do a little bit of talk and move on. But thank you guys.
No problem. We're close to wrapping up here, honestly. Like we're so broken at this point that as soon as we see the boss door, we can just go.
Yeah, there's not even going to be any waiting, and we don't have to find any more item rooms. We are just going.
Hush would have added a bunch of times.
Hush would have probably added about 2 to 3 minutes, honestly. That fight is a bit longer than it really has any right to be.
All right, here's Heavenly Isaac, which is supposed to be a lot more difficult than it looks here.
Well,
And there it goes.
There was Heavenly Isaac.
Yep. And now we are in the chest.
Final
which-
floor, known as the chest. We're going to open up all of these chests. Okay, we're going to grab Euthanasia for Spun. We're going to grab Parasitoid for Spider Baby. We're going to grab Mom's Eyeshadow for the Charm Tears. We're going to pop the card. Sure, we'll get the Leviathan transformation.
All right, and we are even more broken. Everything's going to melt, and moving on. This is Binding of Isaac in a nutshell. Once you get rolling, you can really get rolling. And all of our items really are compounding each other now. So just, game's done, as long as we don't get hit.
There's the big, beautiful fly. Camo undies! Sweet! I walk into a room, I fire, I come out of camo, and everything dies.
Yep.
So all we're doing now is we're just looking for the final boss, the Blue Baby. Normally speaking, it is the final boss of the run. Don't want GB Bug.
Nope. Yeah,
That is
and
a
we're kind
hard
of
pass.
purposely avoiding lore here. For one, just for trigger warning content. amongst other things. But also, if you're very interested, highly recommend you check out Binding of Isaac for yourself. It's a fantastic game, and has some interesting story. Is the best way to put it.
Very interesting story. Oh, good lord.
Spider explosion. Spider punch.
Sure, little Gish.
Here we are, spider rolling.
Don't care about telekinesis. We're going to keep going this way.
Just working my way through, almost to the last boss door.
And here is Blue Baby. And there was Blue
And
Baby.
there was Blue Baby. And time is when we go into the chest, right?
You can go ahead and hit time now, actually. Because I am going to go to a thing and die. It literally is a case of high lich by lich. Because I have Dad's key.
Yeah. One of the other bosses in the game.
Yep.
Mega Satan.
This is Mega Stan or Mega Satan.
Which normally requires some unique things to happen. When you fight angel bosses, you have a random chance of getting one of two key pieces. If you manage to get both of those key pieces in a run, you can create the key to this door to get in. Or if you have Dad's key, it'll unlock any door, including this one, and you can get it. So despite beating the last boss, we unlocked another last boss for a different ending again.
Okay, not Mega Laser. There we go. I wanted to get Mega Satan down to like no HP. But there you go. That is Binding of Isaac Rebirth with the Lost. Hardest character. Technically that run did complete. So I got to show off everything I wanted.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. I highly recommend you check out Binding of Isaac for yourself. Fantastic game.
And the classic is on sale right now on Steam. You can get the classic on Steam. You can get Rebirth on both Steam and console. I don't know if it's on all of the modern consoles, but I know for a fact it's on Switch at least.
Anywhere Binding of Isaac's at, the recent DLC's out now, pretty sure.
But yeah, let's throw it on back to Haybinks and get the Castlevania 2 Rando run going, right, Darkman?
Yes, that's correct.
There we go.
Alrighty.
So take it away, Haybinks, and thank you all again.